Hi everyone, we're here today with author Tammy Gray to talk about her upcoming book, Love and a Little White Lie. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Tammy?
Sure. As she said, I'm Tammy Gray, and I've been writing for about 6 years now, and this is my 10th novel, and by far my favorite I've done. And I think it's because I'm ushering into a new phase in my writing career. My previous works, including my Rita Award winner, My Hope Next Door, were about redemption and about overcoming guilt and shame, and I love that stuff, and it's very important. But salvation is the beginning, and there's a lot more on the Christian journey I wanted to talk about. So this book gets to put those two together, and I'm really excited to do that.
Can you tell us a little bit about the story itself?
Absolutely. January Sanders is my main character, and she follows her boyfriend across the country and leaves everything behind. And a few months after getting there, he kicks her out and falls in love with someone else. So she's heartbroken, and she's broke, and she's homeless, and her aunt lives only a few hours away, so she moves in with her aunt. And the interesting thing about January is she was raised by a single mom and who was a very strong atheist and who hates the church. And her aunt is a lifelong believer who has been at this church for 30 years, and her aunt gets her a job at the church. And January makes the choice. She is not going to tell anybody about her lack of faith because she needs this job so bad. And of course, there's a love interest and a romantic storyline and a lot of humor in this story because of the different perspectives.
I love that. So what about you personally wanted to write this story? What was your unique personal experience that inspired it?
Well, I was not raised in a Christian church. I was an adult when I became a believer, and my husband is a pastor for the last 11 years, and I also work at a church now. So I have lived both worlds, and I bring a unique perspective because I remember what it feels like to be around people who were Christians when I wasn't, and I didn't always understand the lingo and the culture. And then now raising my kids up in the church and using that same lingo and culture, and I just think it's been fun to bring those two worlds together, and it allowed for a lot of fun humor. It allowed for hopefully an insight into two worlds that may not always coexist so well.
So what are your hopes for this book?
Well, of course, I hope everybody loves it and tells their friends about it, but more than anything, I think I wanted to show Christians, especially those who kind of stay in their bubble, just what it looks like on the outside and the importance of living out their faith versus just speaking their faith. And, lost people are hard to spot. A lot of times they're moral and kind, and they're people you want to know. And I think sometimes we retreat from that because it's scary and it is different. And I want them to see how God uses all types of people, even those with different belief systems, to touch you and to refine you and to expose things about yourself you didn't know. And to limit him to one type of group, I think is a mistake. So I'm hoping that they see that.
I love that. So you had another unique personal experience that inspired the setting. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Well, my husband officiated a wedding down in Dripping Springs, Texas, and so we went out there, and it was this incredible wedding venue on, I don't know how many acres, but a ton, and they had converted old barns into reception halls, and just, I don't know, being out in nature, just the whole thing felt amazing. And then our friends got married under this incredible oak tree that had been around over 100 years, and I was watching them get married and saying their vows. And this tree, this sturdy, steadfast tree, just reminded me of God. And it was like he was right there at the center. And I knew right then I wanted January to have that tree, to have that reflection in her life, and not even realize she has it, but just that constant source of the Lord. And that tree is a huge part of her journey as well in this story. So I just brought it up to Midlothian and created kind of that same environment for her.
And then we got to put it on your spectacular cover.
So beautiful.
Well, thanks so much for talking with us today. We're so excited for your book, Tammy, and we're just looking forward to reading it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.